over the years, I've ran into a lot of men that are struggling trying to physically get results. And it's not that they don't want the results, it's not that they're not trying. There's so many things out there and they just don't work. I actually want to do something that I typically don't do. I want to give you guys an inside look and give you exposure into one of the training calls that I did with my elite guys. I do this every single week. And we really did a deep dive into really getting into the mindset and the mind frame needed to get results. And this is what most people skip. They're looking for the things, the quick fixes. They're looking for the what do I need to do instead of the who do I need to become. And that's what stops them from getting results. So I want to give you guys an inside look. I don't know honestly how long I'm even going to keep this up, but I wanted you guys to see what it's like to have someone really go in and start pinpointing the things that it really takes to get not only real results, but lasting results. So hope you guys enjoy. I tell you guys a lot of times it's not just about getting physically better. That's not what this program is about. It's about like, why wouldn't we improve our whole life? Like, why wouldn't we elevate everything? That's why I'm excited to hear your wins at work, right? Like the fact that Frank walked away from a very solid job that he's had for a very long time. He took a huge, like, that's a leap of faith. That's belief in himself. Like, I get just as excited about that than him being down a pound or down 2 pounds or whatever. I probably honestly get more excited about those things, right? Like the fact, like Cordero's been going to Bible study. The fact that he sent me a message after, he's like, "Yo, I ordered my Bible." Like that means more to me than like him dropping 2 pounds in a week. Because I start seeing his whole life elevate. The fact that Brian just did a 5K with his whole family. Like, if y'all would have known Brian before, a 5K wasn't in the plan. It just wasn't going to happen. Right? Same, and I can say things about each and every one of you. Johan getting deals in his business, his side business. Right? All of these things are like, they're all playing a part. You're elevating so many factors of your life. And once you start connecting the dots, like, oh, this is elevating, this is elevating, this is elevating, it makes doing the process of going to the gym, eating healthy, all of this, because you understand, like, oh, it's all connected. Because if you just single it out as like, oh, going to the gym and counting your macros, eh, it's not a whole lot of excitement in that. You're going to get bored with it. So it's like, why are you doing what you're doing? And some of the things I'd say to you guys, I'll say over and over and over because it's important you're always asking yourself these questions like, why are you even on this call? Why do you listen to me every week, yell at you and rant at you? Why do you keep coming back? Why do you go to the gym? Why are you counting your macros? It's not just to lose weight. You know, I understand sometimes people come into a program and that's their thought process, but it's so much bigger than that. And when you're looking at the bigger picture, it's so easy to play this game. It's so easy to get out of bed. It's so easy to crush your workout. Like, I want to murder my workout. Like, absolutely obliterate it. Every single time I step foot in there, it's like, to me, it's like going to war. Not with anybody else. I'm not concerned about that. It's not an ego thing. It's like me. Like, how can I pull out the best version of me? Because it's in there. I haven't reached it. I haven't reached my full potential. Frank hasn't reached his full potential. Andy hasn't reached his full potential. So it's like, what's in there? I want to know what's in there. And God put you here for a reason. He gave you certain abilities, certain capabilities. It's like, are you fulfilling those things? And a lot of times for me, most of the times for me, I'm not. I'm falling short. And that's okay because I'm continuously striving to be the best man that I can be. Not just for me. I got a wife that depends on me. I got kids that depend on me, as do you guys. You have people in your life that are waiting for you to move forward, that are waiting for you to step into who you're supposed to be, who you were called to be, who you need to be, and who you were meant to be. And it's like you have to ask yourself, are you going to rise to the occasion or not? And this is a daily ask. It's not a one-time ask. It's a daily commitment. It's not a one-time commitment. It's like even when you guys committed to being in this program, you committed multiple times to the journey. You've committed multiple times to the process. There's been times you've been in a gym, you had to recommit right there because you would have just quit. You'd have been like, this is dumb. This is just stupid. Why am I doing this to myself? It doesn't even make any logical sense. And you recommitted and you did what you needed to do. There's times like the weekends came and maybe you were going to do something you did in the past that wasn't going to lead you to your goals. And you're about to do it, but you're like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And then you recommitted. But then there's also times where you didn't recommit. And you fell back in the old ways and you fell back in the old habits. It's going to happen. We all do it. But it's like, do you catch yourself when you do that? Are you limiting the amount of times that happens? Like, this is a growth process, not just a growth in like a physical growth. It's a mental growth. Like, are you mentally growing just as much as you're physically growing? Because if you're not mentally growing just as fast as you're physically growing, you will fall off. The easiest thing to change is your body. The hardest thing to change is your mind. I'm going to say that again because this is super important and people do it backwards. The easiest thing to change is your body, your flesh. It's very easy to do. Well, let me change the wording. Simple to do. I'm not going to say easy, simple. The hardest thing to do is to change and rewire your mind. Why? Because you had the same thoughts circulating in your head since you were a little kid. And the dominant thoughts have been running on repeat over and over and over and over. And those thoughts gave you the body that you currently have. That's how you got it. That's how you got the way you were. Like, you weren't born to be overweight. You weren't born not to be able to move your body. You weren't born not to be flexible. You weren't born to have a hard time walking up steps. You weren't born that way. It's your choices along the way that carried you to where you were. Well, what dictates our choices? Our thoughts. At the end of the day, if you want to go to the simplest thing, it's your thought process. It's your thoughts, the 6 inches between your ears. Because what? Your thoughts lead to your actions. Your actions lead to your outcome. So we often say, like, I want to lose weight, I want to get in shape, I want to put on muscle, whatever that is, that's the outcome. Losing weight is the outcome. Bigger biceps, outcome. Bigger chest, outcome. Abs, outcome. Smaller waist, outcome. Get rid of the beer belly, outcome. Those are all outcome-based things. Well, how do you change the outcome or the output? You change it by the input. Well, what's the input? Your thoughts. Your thoughts. Like, late at night when you're like, man, I really got to eat. Like, I want to eat something. And you go to the pantry and grab something that you ain't got no business eating. That started with a thought. It all starts with a thought. Just like, okay, all you got to do is reverse engineer the process. But if you just stay on the output, that won't work. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it won't work. That's why you see people, right? They use willpower in motivation. It'll get you so far, but you're eventually gonna you'll return to your most dominating thoughts. That's why you see people lose weight, and not only do they gain it back, they gain more. You see people get in shape, and then all of a sudden, you see them 6 months later, a year later, and they're worse off. Well, why are they worse off? Number one, they return to their dominant thoughts, and then they got failure in their head. Every time you go through the process and fail, it's like your ego just gets chopped down, chopped down, chopped down, chopped down, chopped down. And a lot of you guys, most of you guys, probably all of you guys, including me, this isn't your first rodeo. This isn't your first time at it. Now, your mindset, I can guarantee, is different. I can guarantee that. You've been on enough of these calls, your mindset is different. But that's not like that's something you continuously have to be plugging into. You continuously have to be working on. And the easiest way that I found is to make it why you're doing this thing has to be bigger than you. It has to be bigger than you. Why? Because as men, we are protectors and providers. Like, you guys don't, you're not going to protect yourself. Like, none of you guys are like, oh, I got to get in shape so I can protect myself. Every single one of you guys feel like you're capable of protecting yourself. I know you do, because every man does. I don't care. We just have that, and we just do. Even if we'll get our butt whooped, we're like, well, I'm going to take a couple of them out on the way. But you got to have something to fight for that's bigger than you. Maybe that's your wife. Maybe that's your kids. Maybe that's your old lady. Maybe that's your parents. Maybe that's your future wife. I don't know what. Maybe it's your community. I don't know what it is, but you have to be doing this for something bigger than you. Because there's going to become days where if you're just like if you're just doing it for yourself, you're like, not today. I don't really feel like it. But it's like, why are you doing this? Like, stack the cards in your favor. Yes, do it for you as far as like what can you be? How far can you go? How much can you push this? It's kind of like Frank talking about he wants to do he's going to do a high rocks competition, right? That's a target for him to go after, which is great. Perfect. Stacking chips. It's like, what else can you be doing this for? What other reasons can you do this for? Like, a big driving factor for me, look, I'm older than my wife, almost a whole decade older than my wife, right? I'll be darned if I just let myself fall by the wayside and my wife, I basically forced my wife to have to look at other men that look better than me. Not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Like, what's your reasoning? I have young kids. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. They got a long ways to go in life. I plan on being there for that. As long as I can be there, as long as the Lord keeps me here, I'm going to do my part in that. So what drives you? What motivates you? Because here's what's going to happen. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Life gonna kick your ass. I mean, pick you up, body slam you, then pick you up again, ask you how you like that, and then drop you on your head and then sit on you. I mean, life ain't gonna be nice to you. Life isn't designed to be nice to you. Life is designed to beat you up, bring out the best in you. But that's how you get better. At the end of the day, that's how you get better. If life was like, oh, Freddie, these little cute little cheeks, you just keep doing what you do. Just do you. You wouldn't get no better. No. Like, you need to be grinded. You need to be molded. You need to be refined. That's how you figure out who you really are. You need to be put under tension. That's all done on purpose. Now, this is not an accident. The whole creator, the one that set all this thing up, he knew what he was doing. If life was too easy for you, you would be lazy. You wouldn't do anything. Why? Because you didn't have to do anything. So it's like God's way of saying, like, I'm going to make him move. I'm going to make him get better. Either he's going to get better or he's going to end up in a corner crying like a little baby, and Tywin's going to send him some tampons. This is how it is. But like, wouldn't you rather know, like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be? You're in a jungle, you're at war, you're in a competition. It's just how it is. Even at your job, there's people that want your position, there's people that want to take your job. It's a competition. Everybody doesn't get a trophy. I know a lot of guys are, we're a little older in here. We come from an era where everybody didn't always get a trophy. But some people tend to believe that everybody gets a trophy. Well, it's just not how life works. And if you go into life with that everybody gets a trophy, everybody's going to be a winner, you're going to lose. So why not treat everything like it's a competition? Why not treat everything like you're going to battle? Imagine how much better your relationship would get with your girlfriend or your wife if you really thought it was a competition. Like someone was after your old lady and you're in constant competition. You don't think you show up as a better man? I think you would. What about at your job? What about if every day at your job you were fighting for that role? You don't think you would show up and be better at your job? You don't think you would go harder? And then if you did go harder at your job, you don't think that could quite possibly lead to a promotion? You don't think that if you poured into your wife or you poured into your old lady like like it was a competition that might spice up your relationship? I think it would. I think it would. But so many times we take things for granted. So many people go through life as if tomorrow is promised. Tomorrow's not promised, gentlemen. It's not promised. What kind of legacy are you going to leave? Like when you start bringing other people that are important to you into the equation, your kids into the equation, your wife into the equation, it changes things. It'll make you hungry. And a lot of people, maybe even some of you guys on this call, your problem is you're not hungry. You don't really want this. You're just going through the motions. And we all get in this situation. We've all been here. There's been plenty of times in my life where I'm just going through the motions. I would love to tell you that like every single moment of my life, I'm a savage. No, there's plenty of times that I'm just going with the motions. There's plenty of times that I'm like, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised. My legacy is not built. Your legacy is not built. What are we going to do in the meantime? What are we going to do between today and the moment you take your last breath? What kind of impact are you going to make? What kind of man are you going to become? Like that last breath you take, like you want to be able to say, like, I made it. I did all I possibly could do. I played full out. I was the best husband I possibly could be. I was the best boss. I was the best worker. I was the best dad. I was like, can you say? I can't say that right now. There's a lot of areas in my life I can't say that. But like every time I step foot in the gym, I don't know what it is. It just shows me. I think because in a gym, I can quickly be reinforced by how much I'm lacking and how much I could improve and how much I get real-time data back. Like when I get a really challenging workout, it's like real-time data is like, you're not the man. I get humbled. It's like, whew. And our ego needs that. Our ego needs to be humbled. It's important we're getting around other driven people. It's important you're getting around other driven men. This is something that I had to personally learn because for a long time, I was around predominantly women, and I love women. Women are absolutely amazing. However, They move, operate, talk, act, everything is different. And if you're constantly only around women, you're going to start moving, talking, and operating different. It is going to take your whole manhood and say, let me get that. And you're not even going to know it. They don't have the same drive. They don't have the same competitiveness. And that's okay. Men and women are different. This is not saying men are better than women, because we definitely aren't. We're just different. So it's like, are you putting yourself in challenging situations? Key word, are you putting yourself in? Because remember, life is going to challenge you. We know that. Up the ante. Put yourself in challenging situations. Don't just go through your workouts. Sometimes I'll be going, looking at people, I'm like, bro, you're just coasting. What are you doing? Go home. Don't just go through your workouts. Go above and beyond. Learn to like max out. And when I say max out, I'm not talking about, doing as much weight as you can. That's not what I'm talking about. Learn to redline. Learn to redline. And maybe those of you guys aren't familiar with that, or maybe not familiar with cars or whatever. Like the red line is where you switch gears. Red line. Too many people coast. Too many people are on cruise control. And they wonder why their life isn't getting any better. This is 2025. You think you're going to get better on cruise control? Newsflash, this is a war. You got people around you redlining and you wondering why you're not getting ahead? It's because you're on cruise control. You on the highway doing 55, they driving like it's an Autobahn. They not worried about the speed limit. You over here worried about the speed limit. I'm trying to conserve on gas.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be as efficient as possible. Efficient won't work in 2025. It just won't. Not unless you got a JJ between your legs. You're a man. You're going to have to go out and get it. Why? Because you're surrounded by other people they're not afraid to go out and get it. They're hungry. It's like, how hungry are you? And can you wake up every single day hungry? Because I don't doubt there's days you're hungry. I don't doubt there's days you go to the gym and crush it. Like, Cordero was talking about this earlier in the beginning of the call. That he just let out, in the gym. He was like, man, I'm glad no one else was there. No, they should be glad they weren't there. That they didn't get a glimpse of the beast. That they didn't get a glimpse of the savage. And that's another thing,
Absolutely.
like, stop worrying about what other people think. And I did this a lot too. So I'm like, I was a big component of this. Like, I was so worried about what other people thought. Johan did this the other day, sent me this dope post. He's like, man, I was gonna post this, but I don't know. I know it's gonna offend somebody. I'm like, post it, man. That might be the one thing that somebody needs that will change their life, and you not gonna post it because a couple people might be upset. You telling your story and sharing how much better you've gotten as a man, you're not gonna post that because a couple people might get upset. Post that junk. We got to stop tippy-toeing on things. Become a man of purpose. A man of purpose makes a decision and rocks with it. He ain't worried about what anybody think. And I got to talk about my guy. I don't care whether you like the guy or not. Donald Trump. Half the stuff he say, do you think he cares what someone thinks? No. He going to say what he going to say. And again, I don't care. This is not about whether you like him or his ways, or it's not about that. But there's so much to learn here. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. It's not political, but I'm going here. Why? We got to sometimes detach our feelings. Like we're too emotional. This is the whole hanging around. Some of y'all been hanging around too many women. Take the emotions, set it aside for a second. If you look at Donald Trump, I just want to, again, I don't care your political view. It's not about that. You're looking at a man that just a few years ago, the whole world hated him. Literally. Democrats, Republicans, everybody hated the dude. And nobody liked him.
There's literally, like, just a couple years ago, he got arrested. Literally, there's a picture of him, mugshot, boom, 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 bada bing, bada boom, gets raided by the feds. Not doing too good. That would have took most people out. How do you go from that to unequivocally becoming president of the United States? You don't think there's some lessons to learn in there? You don't think there's some things you can pull from that and use in your own life? Look at the people he had around him. His circle was tight. A lot of people didn't believe in him, but the right people did. He surrounded himself by the right people. I guarantee his mindset, like we were talking about early, none of that mattered. His outside situation, he wasn't thinking about that. That's not where his head was. At no time on that journey would you go to him and be like, he would have never said he's a loser. That was never his mindset. I guarantee it. He always seen himself as a winner, even when other people didn't. He spoke that and he kept speaking it over and over and over and over and kept showing up over and over and over, regardless. Didn't matter if they tried to put him in jail. Didn't matter that they tried to kill him. Didn't matter that they took him off ballots. It didn't matter. He was determined. Again, this is not political. I don't care your political party. I don't care. I'm just talking about catch the lesson. Take your feelings out of the equation and catch the lesson. Some of you guys are in the exact same position. You got your back against the wall. Not many people believe in you. You're up against, like, you have a long road ahead of you. What's your belief like in yourself? What's your thought process like yourself? Do you really think of yourself as a champion? Do you go to bed at night thinking, like, I cannot be stopped? I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would. Do you know how much of a difference that makes in your life when you come up upon somebody like they fully believe they cannot be stopped? Look. I'm sure some of y'all play sports. Probably a lot of you guys play sports. I play sports. There's some people that I ran into, like, in their head, they really believe that they could not be stopped, and you felt it. You felt it every time you went to hit him. You're like, this dude just ain't gonna quit. It's either me or him. Sometimes I was that person. Sometimes I was going against that person. And I tell you what, that's not fun. Because you hit him the first time, boom, okay, again, 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 again. And I was pretty tough. First quarter, I was good. Second quarter, I was good. I figured after halftime, he's going to let up. Nope. Same savage. By the fourth quarter, bro, I'm intentionally going in the wrong hole. I'm intentionally getting blocked. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that dude no more. He ain't right in the head. He is not right in the head. Some people just built different. My question is, to you, are you willing to pull out that man that's built different? Because every man has someone inside of him, that version of you that's built different. Some of you guys have never even seen that version of you yourself before. Some of you guys have seen that, but you let it go. Life, circumstances got in the way, and you let that person go. You let that version of you go. And some of you guys have currently pulled that person back out, and you're currently living in that body right now. My challenge to each and every one of you guys is pull that version of you out if it ain't out yet. Keep digging in you until you get that version of you, because that version of you cannot be stopped. It can't be. It's impossible. Why? Because nobody's sitting around right now with a plan saying, how can I make sure Brian is not successful? Nobody's doing that. Nobody's coming out with a plan right now of like, okay, we got to stop Freddie. He's out of control. We just got to come up with a master plan. Nobody's doing that. You know your biggest enemy right now? You. It's your biggest enemy. You know what the greatest power in, first of all, knowing that you're your biggest enemy. You have the ultimate control and authority to change that at any time. At any time, you can make a decision and like, you're not gonna be that. Not no more. Not no more. You had your time, sit in the back seat and shut up. It's a new version. This is a new version of me, baby. And people around you, look, people around you are like, oh man, Cordero, you've changed. Angel, you've changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 I have. I have. I have. And you need to own it. Worry about what other people think about your life. Your life? If it ain't my wife, I don't really care. My wife is the only one that has any power to speak over anything that I do that I'm at all concerned about. If it ain't her, I don't really care.
Hmm.
Feel how you want to feel. You ain't paying these bills.
Uh,
I don't care. So it's like, it's okay to be a savage. I feel like I gotta say that because nowadays, like, I don't know, people think you just the world want to make you just in this soft little teddy bear.